Hello, good evening, everyone. You're welcome to class. All right. We are doing mensuration today. We want to continue from where we stopped the last time. Don't forget, we have been looking at some questions under plane shapes. Okay. All right. So before we commence the class, I want you to invite your friends. Let them know the class has started. Okay. So don't forget, as you are joining the class, make sure you give a thumb to the class. And if you are new on this channel, please ensure you subscribe to this channel so that whenever we're on here, you'll be duly notified. Okay. So share this video with your friends. This link, share it with your friends. Let them know the class have started. Okay, so because we are commencing now. All right, now let's look at the first question for today. All right, now this is the question. Now, this question has been done in one of my videos. Okay, so let's look at the question together. The arc length of a circle is equal to the radius of the circle. Find the angle subtended at the center in degrees. Okay. Oh, sorry. All right, can you guys hear me now? All right, I don't know how much. Okay. All right, can you hear me now? All right, I need your response. Can you hear me? All right, thank you. Okay, all right. All right, so I'm greeting everyone. Show me day. I can see Moturayo, I can see Toyosi, yes, and also I can see. Hello, can you hear me now? So if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. Um, can you hear now? Yes, can you hear me now? Is anybody okay? Okay, all right, okay. Thank you. All right, so let's move down to the next question since you can hear me. So let's move down to the next question. All right, so this is another question. Okay, in the figure below, the radius of the circle is 10 centimeter. Calculate the length of the minor arc. All right, so here there is A here and B here. Okay, can you see this? Now, to solve this, I need to draw a construction line. So let's locate a point here, which is the center of the circle. Okay, so we can bring this down and this down. Now, this is the radius of the circle. The radius of the circle, don't forget, radius is the shortest distance between the center of the circle and any part of the circumference of the circle. So this is the radius. Now, we are going to be making use of a principle. Now, that principle says that the angle at the center, or the angle subtended by an arc at the center of the circle, is twice the angle at the circumference of the circle. Now look at it. If I have a circle of this one and I have an angle AB. Now this is an angle subtended by this arc AB subtends an angle 2 theta. Now this arc, if this arc as well subtends another angle at the circumference, you can see this one is subtended at the center of the circle. So if the same arc now subtend another angle at the circumference, now this angle here is going to be half of what we have here. So this place is going to be theta. Can you see? The same arc subtends an angle at the center of the circle and also at the circumference. Now, the theorem is the angle at center is 2 times the angle at circumference subtended by an arc. So, and that is the theorem we are going to be using here now. So, with that, if you understand what I've said now, so it means this angle here now is going to be 120 degrees. Do you understand that? Okay, that will be 120 because 2 times 60 is going to give you 120. All right, so now since we now know the angle at the center, so then we can go ahead and calculate the length of arc AB. Length of arc AB. So don't forget the formula for length of arc AB. Okay, now that is theta over 360 times 2 pi r. This is the perimeter of the circle. All right, so here now we have theta to be 120 over 360. Now we have 2 times pi is 22 over 7. And what is r? R is 10 centimeters. So that has been given in the question. So we can now go ahead and get this length of arc. So now 120 goes here is 1 and 120 goes here is what? 3. Okay, so what else do we have now? So we have now 2 times 22 times 10 all over 3 times 7. Okay, so that gives us what? 2 times 22, that's 44, times 10, that's 440 over 21. Okay, so now let's express this in mixed fraction. Now 21 goes in 44, that is 2. So we have 2. It remains 2. You put that at the front of this 0, so we have 20. Now 21 goes in 20, that is 0. So it remains 20 over 21. So in centimeter. So this is going to be the length of this arc AB. This is the length of arc AB. Alright, so that is the solution to the problem. Yes, any observation? Now I need your response based on what you have done. I need your thoughts about what you have done. Any question, any observation? So drop before we move down to the next question. All right. Okay, show me the understood. All right. Okay, Olawale, Gabriel, Muturayo, and others, yes. What do you see to the solution? Is it well understood? Was there any question? Okay, Joseph understood. All right, Muturayo understood. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that means we can proceed to the next question. Let's proceed to the next question. Okay, so this is another question. Yes, the question says a sector of a circle has a radius of 14 centimeter and an angle of 150 degrees. Find the perimeter of the sector. So I want you to make an attempt before we solve this problem together. Don't forget, I told you that if you want to find the perimeter of a sector, you add the two radii together and length of arc. Okay, so that should guide you now to the solution to this problem. So I want you to try that within 2 minutes before we solve the problem. All right. So as you are doing that, if you have not tapped the like button, please ensure you do that. Ensure you tap the like button, and if you are new on this channel, you are here to subscribe. If you love what we are doing here, ensure you click on the subscription button, okay, so that you'll be notified anytime you're on here. All right. Okay, so now let's attend to that. All right, so once you get your answer, you drop your answer in the comment section. Okay. A sector of a circle has a radius of 14 centimeters and an angle of 150 degrees. Find the perimeter of the sector. The perimeter of the sector. Yes, is anybody with the answer? Yes, if you have your answer, you can drop it in the comment section. Anyone? Okay, Toyosi have 64.67. Okay. Do you have any other person? Any other person? Okay, now let's move on because of our time. So those of you that are still solving the problem, so you can just join us. And once you get your answer, you can cross-check with what we are going to do now. All right, now the question says that a sector of a circle has a radius of 14 centimeters and an angle of 150 degrees. Now you have to find the perimeter of the sector. Now, what is the formula for calculating perimeter of a sector? We have perimeter of sector equals to theta over 360 times 2 pi r plus 2 radii. So this is the formula for calculating perimeter of a sector. Don't forget, a sector looks like this. Now we have length of arc L plus 2 radii. So you add this, and this together. Okay? So I want to believe you still remember how we derived the formula. Now, let us plug in these values given. So we are given angle subtended at the center as 150 over 360 times 2 times 22 over 7 times r. R is what? 14. Okay, so plus 2 times 14. Okay, can you see that now? So now let us now simplify. So now 0 cancels 0 here. 3 goes here. is 12. 3 goes here is 5. Okay, so now 2 goes here is 6, 2 goes here 1, 2 goes here 3, 2 goes here 11. Okay, I think we are done with that. So we have 5 times 11 times 14. Okay, so we can still simplify. So 7 goes here 1, 7 goes here 2. So we just have times 2. Okay, everything all over 3 plus 2 times 14. Can you see that now? Okay, so now let's multiply. Now, when you multiply this 5 times 11 times 2, you have 110 over 3 plus 28. All right, so now this gives us what? Now 3 goes in 11 is 3. Okay, it remains 2. We put that 2 at the back of this 0. So now 3 goes in 20. That is 6. Okay, it remains what? It remains 2. So remain that 2 over 3. So plus 28. All right, so we can add now. So when you add together, what do you have? Now this and this gives you what? 64. Whole number 2 over 3 centimeter. Okay, so that is what we have. This is the perimeter of the sector. Or you express your answer in decimal form. That is going to be 64.67 degrees. All right, which is the same thing with what Toyosi gave. All right, so that is correct. So Toyosi, you can put your hands together for yourself. That's good. Very smart of you. So this is the answer to the problem. So we are moving down to the next one. So any observation, your thought about what we just did now before we comment, before we move down to the next thing? Okay. Okay, Darasimi later dropped his answer. Okay, all right. Okay, you're welcome to your seat. Yes. All right, I hope we are okay with the solution for this. All right, now let's move down to the next problem. Let's move down to the next problem. Okay, this is another question. The perimeter of a sector is 44. The radius is 7 centimeters. So you have to find the angle of the sector in degrees. All right, it's just the reverse of what we just did here now. So can you quickly try this one within 2 minutes? Let's see what you can come out with before we solve the problem together. Okay, so let's do that. So once you have your answer, you drop your answer in the comment section. Okay, is anybody with the answer? If you have your answer, kindly drop your answer in the comment section. So you have less than a minute to get your answer. Anyone? All right. Joseph, we have 245.5 degrees. Okay, that's good. Yes, another person? Okay. Now let's look at the problem together. Let's see what we have for this. Now the perimeter of a circle is 44 centimeter. Now the radius is 7 centimeter. Find the angle of the sector in degree. Alright, so how do we do this? Now look at it. The perimeter of the sector has been given. Perimeter of a sector is given to be 44 centimeters. Okay, so we are also given the radius. Radius is 7 centimeters. Now the question asks you to find the angle of the sector in degrees. So we want to get angle theta. Okay, so now what we need to do now is that let us write out the formula for finding perimeter of the sector. Since we already know the value for perimeter of the sector under consideration, so we have perimeter of sector equals to theta over 360 times 2 pi r plus 2r. And this is the formula for perimeter of a sector. Now the perimeter of a sector has been given to be 44. Let's plug in that. We have 44. Now theta is what we are looking for. That is the angle subtended at the center by this sector. So we have theta over 360 times 2 times 22 over 7 times the radius. The radius has been given to be 7. So we have times 7 plus 2 times 7. Do you understand that? Okay, so now let us simplify. Now you have to be careful. Don't use this 7 to divide this. You can see there is an addition sign here. So you cannot use this to divide this. Many students make this mistake a lot. So you have to be very careful. So now let us simplify this side. Now when you divide 360 by 2, you have 180. This you have 1. Divide this by 2, you have 90. When you divide this, you have 11. So 7 goes here 1, 7 goes here 1. Okay, so now what we have here is 44 equals to now theta times 1 times 11 times 1. That gives us 11 theta over what? 90 times 1. So we have 90. Okay, so plus 14. Plus 14. Alright, so now let us see how do we do this. Now let's bring this one to this side. So we have 44 minus 14 equals to 11 theta over 90. So when you subtract this, you have 30 equals to 11 theta over 90. So here you can cross multiply. Okay, so we have 11 theta equals to 30 times 90. And that's theta equals to, now we have 30 times 90 over 11. And that is the same thing as 2,700 over 11. Okay, So what do we have as theta? So now we have theta to be equals to, now 11 goes in 27, that is 2, okay? So we are left with 5. So we put that 5 at the back of the next digit, which is 0. So now 11 goes in 50, that is 4. Okay, so it remains 6. We put that 6 at the back of this 0, so we have 60. Now 11 goes in 60. What do you have? You have 5. It remains what? 5. So we have point. So we put 0 at the back of the 5. Okay, 11 goes in 5. 50, sorry. 11 goes in 50. That is what? 4. So you have 4. It remains 6. You put 0 at the back of 6. 11 goes in 6. That is 5. So degree. Okay, and so on. So so our final answer now, the value theta will be 245 approximately, okay, an approximated value, so 0.5 degrees. So this is going to be the answer to 1 degree. So that is the angle of the sector. All right, so now let's look at the solution. Is there an observation? Any observation based on what we have done? So I want you to drop your thoughts before we move down to the next question. Any observation based on what we did? Is it well understood? Before we move on to the next question. Yes, Muturayo, what's your impression about this question? Okay, Joseph. All right, thank you, Joseph. All right. Okay, Moturayo, well understood. All right. Okay. And Toyosi, well understood. Okay. All right. So that means we can proceed to the next question. So Divine, well understood. Good. Okay. So now let's proceed to the next question. Let's proceed to the next question. Okay, so let's look at the next question. A wire of length 100 centimeters is bent to form a boundary of a sector of a circle of angle 90 degrees. Now you have to find the radius of the sector. Okay, do you understand that question? I want you to try it before we solve the problem together. Now, a wire of length 100 centimeter is bent to form what? The boundary. That is to form the perimeter. Don't forget what I told you. I said perimeter is also the boundary of any plane shape given. Form the boundary of what? Of a sector, of a circle, of angle 90 degrees. So the question now is find the radius of the sector. Okay, now let me give you 2 minutes to try this question before we solve it together. Yes, is there anybody with the answer? Nobody yet. Okay, Joseph is not giving us answer this time around. Motorayo, what do you have as your answer? Show me there. And Raji Darasimi, what's your answer? Okay, yes, because of our time, we need to quickly solve the problem. Now let's solve it together so you can cross-check because you have in your notes. Okay, now a wire of length 100 centimeter is bent to form the boundary of a sector of a circle of angle 90 degrees. Now look at it, a wire is bent to do what? To form a sector. So it is used to form a sector. So that is what a wire which length is like this, 100 centimeter, is now bent such that we have an arc and we also have two radii like this. Okay, so do you know the meaning of that? It means that the perimeter of this sector is 100 centimeter. That's the meaning. Okay, so this is the radius and this is length of arc, but the angle is given to be 90 degrees. Now the question now says that find the radius of the sector, the radius of the sector. Okay, now let's write. Now we have the perimeter of sector is equals to the length of an arc, which is theta over 360 degree times pi r, 2 pi r, plus 2 radii. So that's what we have. Okay. Now the perimeter of the sector has been given to be what? To be 100. So we have 100 equals to theta is 90. That has been given in the question. You can see that's 90 over 360 times 2 times 22 over 7 times r plus 2r. Okay, so now let's simplify. 90 goes there 1, 90 goes there is 4. Okay, so 2 goes there is 2, 2 goes there 1, 2 goes there 1, 2 goes there 11. Right, so what are we left with? We have 100 equals to 11 r over 7. Okay, we have 1 times 1 times 11 times r over 7. So plus 2r. Okay, so what do we do next? The next thing is to clear the fraction here. So we multiply everything by 7. So you multiply this by 7. So 100 times 7, we have 700 equals to. So when you multiply this by 7, so we have 7 times 11r over 7 plus 2r times 7. So each is multiplied by 7. So that gives us what? 700 equals to, now this 7 cancels this 7 here. So we have 11r left plus 14r. 2r times 7 is 14r. So we have 14r. So we have 700 equals to, so when you add this together, you have 25r. So you can divide both sides by 25r. So we have 700 over 25 equals to r. So therefore, r is what? 28 centimeters. So this is going to be the radius of the circle. All right. So any observation, any comments based on what we have done? So you can drop your thoughts. Is it well understood? Is it well understood before we proceed? So, any question based on what we have done? All right, if there's no question, so we can move down to the next one. Please don't forget to tap the like button if you have not done so. So, and if you are new on this channel, ensure you subscribe to this channel. Ensure you do that now. Okay, thank you for doing that. All right, let's look at this problem. In a circle of radius 14 centimeter. A chord subtends 90 degrees at the center. Find the perimeter. Okay, now look at this question. So, in a circle of radius 14 centimeter, a chord subtends 90 degrees at the center. A chord subtends 90 degrees at the center. And the question now says, find the perimeter. So, yes, can I give you just a minute to make an attempt? Let's see what you can do within 1 minute. If you have your answer, drop your answer in the comment section. And we can then move down to the solution. Okay. Once you have your answer, you can drop your answer in the comment section. Okay, anybody? Okay. Yes, Matthew, you're welcome. Do you have an answer to that problem? If you have an answer to it, please drop. Let's see. Okay, Toyosi, any answer this time around? Divine, any answer? Okay, if there is no answer, all right, so we can just go ahead and solve the problem together. All right. Now, the question wants us to find the perimeter. Now, that is the perimeter of the sector. Perimeter of the sector. Don't forget, we have this. Now, we have a chord. This is a chord. And we have the radius. This is the radius. The radius is 14 centimeter. Okay, so and the angle subtended by this length of chord is 90 degrees. Okay, so now the question now is, since we have all this information, what is the perimeter? The perimeter of the sector. So we can get the perimeter of the sector. So how do we do that? And the perimeter of the segment. So to get the perimeter of the sector, that is very simple. So you can just use the 2r plus L. L is theta over 360 times 2 pi r. So now, but let's get the perimeter of this segment first, because the question is a bit ambiguous. So you are finding perimeter. So now let's find the perimeter of this segment. Okay, so we say now let's first get this length of this segment of this chord. So length of chord. Do you still remember the formula for finding length of chord? So we have 2r sine theta over 2. Okay, so this is the formula for finding length of chord. All right, so now what is that? We have 2 times r is what? 14 sine 90 over 2. Okay, so that is 28 sine 45. All right, don't forget sine 45 is square root of 2 over 2. So we have 28 times square root of 2 over 2. Okay, so and then 2 goes here, 1, 2 goes here, 14. So we have 14 square root of 2 in centimeter. Okay, so this is the length of the chord. Now, can we get the length of this arc? Now, let's get the length of this arc. So, what is the length of arc? So, length of arc is theta over 360 times 2 pi r. Right? So, we have 90 over 360 times 2 times 22 over 7 times radius is 14, right? Okay, good. So we have 90 goes there 1, 90 goes there is 4. Okay, so 2 goes there is 2, 2 goes there 1, 2 goes there 1, 2 goes there 11, 7 goes there 1, 7 goes there 2. All right. Okay, so we have length of the arc to be 1 times 1 times 11 times 2. That gives us 22. Okay, we have 22 over, what do we have under? We have 1 times 1 times 1, so that is it. So we have 22. 22 over 1. So, okay, now, what's the next thing to do? Let's find the length of the perimeter of a segment. So perimeter of segments now equals to length of chord plus length of arc. Okay, don't forget it looks like this. So this plus this is the segment. So to get the perimeter. So and that gives us length of chord is what? We have gotten that is in short form. That's 14 square root of 2 plus length of arc. That is 22. So we have 22. All right. So this is what we have. Or you write it in this form. You can factor out 2. We have 2 open bracket 7 square root of 2 plus 11. So you can still write your answer like this in centimeter. So this is the perimeter of segments. Or better still, you can convert it to decimal form. So you find square root of 2 and you multiply it times 14. That's square root of 2 times 14. So plus 22. So what do you have? You have 41, or you have 41.780. centimeter. So this is the perimeter of the segment. Okay, so now what of the perimeter of the sector? Perimeter of the sector. So what are you going to have? Don't forget what makes the perimeter of a sector is the addition of the two radii and the what? The arc. So we have perimeter of sector equals to length of arc. Length of arc, I think we already have it before. Length of arc is 22. Okay, that's 22 plus 2 radii, 2r. So that's going to be 22 plus 2 times the radius is what? I think that is 14. Okay, so we have 22 plus 28. So that gives you what? That gives you 50 centimeter. So this is the perimeter of the sector. Perimeter of sector is 50 and the perimeter of segment is 41.80. So that is the answer to the problem. Any observation? Let me have your thoughts. Any question? Is it well understood? Okay, so let me have your thoughts in the comment section. Okay, Motunayo, well understood. All right. Well understood. Okay. Okay, so yes, because of our time, so that is the solution to the last question for today. So trust you guys enjoyed today's class. All right. Don't forget, before we leave the platform, ensure you tap the like button if you have not done that. If you are new on this channel, ensure you subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to invite someone. Inform somebody about this online class. Let them know about this class. Let them come and learn. Okay? So, thank you very much. Bye-bye.